Hey, Giga here from Mix Analog. Because we all kind of like the ubiquitous fat compressor, let's compare a few of 1176s today. Of course, I'm not going to compare each and every emulation out there and each of every hardware revision out there, because in that case this video would probably span, I don't know, hours or something. So yeah, I've prepared the samples from two hardware units. One is right behind me, that's a Silverface 1178, or a stereo revision D, I guess. The second one is the revision A from Mix Analog, and the third and the fourth one are plugin emulations, one from Slate Digital and the other from Waves. First, a few words about how I've tried to set everything up so it's as close as possible, so the harmonic distortion would be approximately the same for each of them, and the emulations would behave as close as possible to the hardware. And for that purpose, I've set up this sine generator up here and tried to level match the input level and the gain reduction on the hardware units and the software emulations. Of course, because each and every unit can have a little bit of different calibration, a little bit of different meter tracking, a bit different potentiometer tolerances and whatnot and what have you. Because all of the units differ in those different aspects, at least to some degree, there was a little bit of level matching required, as you can see in the project, but it was only to get rid of the loudness bias while listening and comparing different compressors. So I tried to level match by ear all the processed tracks, so they are as close to equal loudness as possible, so we'll be only listening to the sound and the distortion and all that. Okay, now that you know how the files were made, it's time for the sounds. And because I love guessing games, I'm not going to disclose which one is which right now, but I'm going to play them in random order with ABCD naming. Don't worry, I will post the who is who results in a week or so in the comments. So if you're interested in the results, come back in a couple of days and see which one is which. Okay, here we go.
You're like a holy book written in a foreign tongue. I try to understand, others put you wondering that. You see a smile, then I'm lost. You got my spitting again. Yeah. And if you wanna talk about it, come out Saturday night. This motel joint on East Side rocks until sunrise. There ain't no mystery to the way that we cook it down. You're like a holy book written in a foreign tongue. I try to understand, others put you wondering that. You see a smile, then I'm lost. You got my spitting again. Yeah. And if you wanna talk about it, come out Saturday night. This motel joint on East Side rocks until sunrise. There ain't no mystery to the way that we cook it down. You're like a holy book written in a foreign tongue. I try to understand, others put you wondering that. You see a smile, then I'm lost. Yeah, I'm not spitting again. Yeah. And if you wanna talk about it, come out Saturday night. This Motown joint on East Side rocks until sunrise. There ain't no mystery to the way that we cook it down. You're like a holy book written in a foreign tongue. I try to understand, others put you wondering that. You see a smile, then I'm lost. Yeah, I'm not spitting again. Yeah. And if you wanna talk about it, come out Saturday night. This Motown joint on East Side rocks until sunrise. There ain't no mystery to the way that we cook it down. You're like a holy book written in a foreign tongue. I try to understand, others put you wondering that. You see a smile, then I'm lost. Yeah, I'm not spitting again. Yeah. And if you wanna talk about it, come out Saturday night. This Motown joint on East Side rocks until sunrise. There ain't no mystery to the way that we cook it down.
So there you have it. To be completely honest, I was pretty impressed on how close the emulations were to the hardware units. For instance, on the snare drum, I would be just, picking the one that fits the drum the best, with no real preference for hardware or software. For the vocals, in the all buttons in mode, I would not put down any wagers on which one is which. So again, just use the one that fits the vocals best. But on the bass, the difference is pretty clear. I will not say again which one is which, but I would say I have a strong preference for the one that does not cause the little white noise sprinkling on the high end that I have no idea where it's coming from. But yeah, I was pretty impressed. Those emulations are very, very close, and I would have, even though I should be endorsing hardware all the time, to be completely honest, I would be happy to use either the hardware or the emulations on mid-frequency heavy material such as snare drums and vocals, but again, I would be pretty picky on which one to use on bass heavy material. So thanks for watching. If you'd like to know more about what Mixanalog is all about, head on to mixanalog.com. And if you would like to see more videos like that, subscribe to our channel and get notified every time a new video is up. Again, thanks for your time, thanks for watching, and see you next time. Bye!